Today, I'm going to be discussing why I think Spirit Halloween 2025 was one of the worst years since I've been going. So, let's talk about that. Hey guys, it's Epic Ira Haunts, and today you may be asking why I'm discussing this. Well, I got the idea from Mr. Halloween Junkie, Joshua Harris, and Spooky Guy, and he went over a few key points that I felt like were important. So, I'm going to discuss my thoughts on 2025 personally, and why I despise the last year so much. So, yeah, I'm going to get right into that. So, sit back, relax, get popcorn, and enjoy, because I'll be touching on all the animatronics. I'll be touching on all the animatronics, and I'll be touching on what made this year so bad, and I'll be touching on the ISE. So here we go. Let's get on to it. This is going to be a long video, so grab your popcorn. The first prop I'm going to touch on is probably the most niche of the year. This is the Santa Art the Clown from the Terrifier franchise made by YJ Toys and Crafts. Now, objectively, this prop sucks. Subjectively, however, this prop is great. I like him, but I don't love him. I like him, and I think the blood looks a little cheap, and another reason I don't like him is because the axe looks cheap, but the main reason is they cost-cutted the original art, just threw a Santa costume on him, changed the audio, put an axe in the hand instead of the horn, and then added an additional better head mech, which the head mech does not justify the price. This thing, Santa Art the Clown retailed at a price of $270. Way too steep for what this thing was. It was good, but it wasn't $270 good. I got a coupon, and that's how I got him, and it made him a little more worth it. But yes, I do plan to set this guy up, and the Terrifier movies are great, but they're not for everybody. They are some of the bloodiest, goriest movies you will ever see. So, yeah, I'm biased because I do love the Santa Art the Clown more than the regular, but the original art was only $200. Nothing's going to beat that. But this guy, I feel like it's a little better in my opinion, even though they did cost cut him. But the audio, I'm going to touch on, the audio is fine. It was pretty predictable. It's the Terrifier Christmas theme, but yeah. So anyways, that's all I really have to say about the Santa art. I was excited from day one, but I'm going to move on. This is another one of the really good props of the year. This is Backbend Bonnie, made by Techie Design and sold by Spirit for the 2025 Halloween season, as everybody is. But this thing is good, but I wouldn't get it. She's not really my type because, like, I'm more of a clown guy, some Reaper guy. I mean, I don't like all Reapers or clowns, but I like some. But she's good. Her looks, she looks a little too bright colored for my team. For my theme, her color scheme is fine. But the main thing I don't like about her is her mechanism. I wish it worked a little bit better. Now, Backbend Bonnie's price. Backbend Bonnie retails for $180. Pretty fair price if you think about it. So you're getting a pretty good prop. She's obviously related to the Broken Spine girl, who also has a similar mechanism, but she jumps down. But yeah, her audio is great. I love her audio. It's bone cracking. It sounds great. But anyways, I'm going to move on. The next prop I'm going to be talking about is one of the most hated this year. This is Bullseye, made by Party Time Latex Factory. This thing I have mixed feelings on. I love goofy, silly clowns like this, but they took it too far with Bullseye. I don't really love the animation, and I hate the speaker quality. Speaker quality is awful. It's just in that little target. And the main problem I have is that the target is freaking cardboard. Why on God's green earth does he need a cardboard target? That sucks. And I'm not really a big fan of the clown's color scheme either. I'm not really that kind of clown fan. He looks like he's in a hazmat suit a little bit. And yeah. Now the price. Bullseye retails for a whopping $250. Way too much for this thing. He's only 4'6", by the way. So yeah, Bullseye's not really my favorite. He's just okay. His audio is god awful, but in a funny way. It's so funny that it's just awful, straight up awful. I won't hate on this prop too much, but yeah, his audio's awful. Just a lot of things about this prop are awful, and I see why it was hated. Anyways, I'm going to move on to the next prop before I get too carried away. Okay, now we're at the prop that just generally pisses me off. This is the Crypt Countess, made by Seasonal Visions International and sold for the 2025 season, obviously. But this prop is absolute trash. The looks are awful. The animation is god-awful. I don't know what they were thinking with that animation. It broke half the time in stores, so the quality was awful. Just everything about this prop is just god-awful. I hate it. It's one of the most stupid, trashy props of the year. And she retails for $300, by the way. Crypt Countess also retails for a whopping price of $300. Yeah, try to make me pay that. See what happens. I'm not paying $300 for this piece of trash. Her audio also sucks. It's way too long. Her phrases make sense, but she just sucks as a prop in general. I don't know why she's waving around like that. She looks like she's dancing more than trying to scare people. So yeah, Crypt Countess absolutely sucks. I cannot stand one bit of this prop, so I'm going to move on. Now we're getting to our flashback of the year. This is Electrified Corpse, made by Crazy Create. I'm not a big fan of this prop. I see why they brought it back. It's a quick and easy cash grab. I mean, they just have to put a cloth with a motor, a shaking motor, and a zombie's head and hand on it, and then poof, you got Electrified Corpse. Now, objectively, this thing isn't bad, but subjectively, I don't like it. I've never liked this prop. It's never been a big childhood thing of mine. I don't like Electrified Corpse. And his price, he retails for $160, and originally he retailed for $140. A little bit of a price jump, but anyways, I don't really have much to say about this prop, so I'm just going to move on to the next prop. It sucks. Now we're getting to the biggest letdown of the year. This is Fire Demon, manufactured by Crazy Create and sold by Spirit for the 2025 season. But this prop, just a lot of things about it were extremely disappointing. One, it reuses parts from the Black Heart that was sold back in 2023. And two, it's cheap looking skull almost is identical to Blackheart, and it's just so cheap looking. Like the stock photo, he was so freaking cool looking. Why did they make him look like that? And his jump scare is not even that unique. At least the ghost face this year uses that jump scare, but it's so much cooler how that blood runs down that face. Yeah, this thing doesn't even compare to that ghost face. That ghost face is mine when he comes out. But this thing absolutely sucked. Fire Demon is a disappointment. Now, price. Fire Demon retailed for a whopping $310. Way too much to be spending on a cloth with a jumping motor in it. This prop absolutely sucks. I cannot stand Fire Demon. He was such a letdown. Because of his stock photo, he was so cool. Now they showed us what he actually looked like, and we saw him in person, and now he just straight up, nothing about this prop is good at all. Its quality is cheap. Everything about it's just cheap. Anyways, I'm moving on. This next prop fell off so hard for me. This is Headcase Harry, made by Seasonal Visions International and sold by Spirit for the 2025 season. This prop fell off so hard for one reason. I used to love this guy last year, but then we started having the incident where the latex mouth started ripping, and then that became a problem. And the reason I'm just now deciding, you guys are probably going to say, Epic Gary Hunts, why are you just now coming to shit on the lineup? You've said you liked it. Well, because it's starting to get to me how much I dislike this lineup. But yeah, this is Headcase Harry. A lot of things suck about him. Headcase Harry retails for $269.99, which is really high price for the stupid cheap latex they use for his face. Its motor's too powerful to move, so it rips the latex. This prop is terrible quality wise, and I get what they're going for, but it could have been execution better. I do like that it's bloody. That's one thing that I really like about it. But other than that, this prop is just kind of mid. It's not that great anymore. I almost bought it on the sales. I'm glad I didn't because of the latex. But yeah, I'm going to move on. This is another prop that fell off me really hard. This is Jack the Reaper, a collector's item sold by Spirit for 2025 and was made by Seasonal Visions International. Objectively, this guy is probably the best of the lineup. Subjectively, however, he used to be for me. But then I owned this guy for a little bit, and then I gave him away to my friend because I didn't want to deal with the hard setup. His assembly's a nightmare, so God. It's really hard. And the tail swirly thing makes him hard, but it looks kind of clunky. It looks fine right here, but Jesus, it's weird looking. Now, his audio, everyone was really scared to see how they do with the audio. The audio's great. I love his audio. Unlike Nibbles, I do miss the creepy factor that Nibbles had with his phrases. Like, God, Nibbles' phrases were creepy as hell. I love that. But Jack is not really that creepy. More so, like, another point is that he's a collector's item, and they gave him the one feature that needs foot traffic. Why'd they do that? Now his price. Jack the Reaper retailed for $330, which is pretty steep if you ask me, but honestly, it's okay, I guess. I mean, he's huge in person. He's 7'6", but yeah. Anyways, Jack the Reaper fell off me pretty hard, but he's still cool. So I'm going to move on to the next prop. The next prop I'm going to talk about is one of the best of 2025. This is Monkey Business, manufactured by Crazy Create and sold by Spirit Halloween for the 2025 season. Duh. But Monkey Business resembles a black and white clown with a monkey that jumps out of a box. Pretty cool concept. I like his color scheme. It's just black and white. It's not stupid like some color schemes are. And the thing about this guy I don't like is the fabric on the box is made out of fabric. I'm not a big fan of that. And the monkey's head looks a little awkward because, like, it's just one big head in the box. So, yeah. It just looks kind of weird, but it's good for what it is. Monkey Business is a great prop, I will admit. He is very cool. Now, we will touch on his price. Monkey Business retailed for a whopping $330. Way too much for what this guy did. If he was $300, maybe $280, I would have got this guy last year. But no, I'm not going to pay that price for him. He's cool, but not $330 cool. So anyways, I'm going to move on to the next prop. The next prop I'm going to touch on is one that I actually really despised last year. This is Mutant Sewer Rat, a prop made by Seasonal Visions International and sold by Spirit. No duh. But anyways, the Mutant Sewer Rat is not a bad prop in concept. But the thing is, it is kind of a carryover because it looks highly similar to Mangy Rat, which we had 2 years prior in 2023 from Morris Costumes. That thing is a lot better. And this thing's looks just aren't even that good, to be honest. I mean, it looks fine, I guess, but it's not like nothing crazy. I would have rather have seen something a little more unique than this, but I guess it's okay for what it is, but it's one that I do not like at all. It's not really my kind of prop. It wouldn't really fit in any theme I have or anything. It did fit really well thematically last year, which was really good because it was a Subway and rats invade Subways. But now we're going to touch on his price. Mutant Sewer Rat retailed for $230. Way too much for what this guy did. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to move on to the next prop. This is probably the main prop in the lineup besides Crib Countess and another prop that I absolutely despise. This is Night Owl, made by Seasonal Visions International and sold by Spirit for the 2025 season. Night Owl is not a great prop. It was a great concept, but it could have been done way better. I hate the way this thing looks. I hate a lot of things about it. I hate that it reused Arctic Dragon's wing movements, and that made me mad. But yeah, Night Owl is just a very, very bad prop. And objectively, he does suck. And subjectively, I hate this guy too. Now, does he have any redeeming good qualities? No, he doesn't. He has the stupid printed fabric legs that Wanda Webworth had. His face doesn't look that great. And a bunch of other stuff. But now we're going to talk about his price. Night Owl retailed for a whopping $250. Terrible price for what he did. His audio is fine. It's just Al screaming, but it's a stupid prop. Anyways, I'm not going to get this guy, and I hate this thing with a burning passion. So anyways, I'm going to move on. Okay, this is probably one of the best of the year. This is Lantern Keeper, made by Pan Asian Creations. This guy is an amazing example of Pat can do great when they want to. Like, look at Carnival Carl and the Clown Stack. They are great. Lantern Keeper is also great. He is a pumpkin guy. He is outdoor rated, by the way, as well, so that makes him even better. So, yeah. Now we're going to talk about his audio. He did have a little bit of Bit Crushed audio, which did suck, but... yeah, his phrases are fine, but now the price. Lantern Keeper retailed for $230. Not a bad price. This guy is outdoor rated too. Pretty durable, heavy-duty outdoor rated. Fire Demon was supposed to be as well, but apparently he didn't work well outside. So, yeah. Fire Demon's great. Lantern Keeper... well, no, Fire Demon sucks. Blah. Lantern Keeper's great. So, yeah. Anyways, that's really all I have to say about Lantern Keeper, so I'm going to move on to the next prop. The next prop on, my opinion, is really controversial, probably. This is Sinister Strawman, made by Techie Design, and is a Mr. Dark reskin, unfortunately. Now, Mr. Dark is amazing. Hellspawn is amazing. Tallulah is awful. Sinister Strawman is just mid. I'm not saying Sinister Strawman's bad, but he's definitely not great either, by any means. His quality was a downgrade from Tallulah and Hellspawn, but Tallulah was just a little more cheesy, and I don't like how a lot of people's problems this guy has is that he talks like 15 seconds before he jumps, which kind of ruins the scare, if you ask me. So, yeah, Sinister Strawman just wasn't really that great of a prop, but he also wasn't that bad of a prop, so... y'all are probably going to be like, Epic Iron Hunts, what is it? Are you like him or not? He's mid. He's mid as hell, I'll admit. He's not... so, yeah... Sinister Strawman, now his price. Sinister Strawman retailed for $330. Same price as Tallulah and Hellspawn, the other Mr. Dark reskins. But the original Mr. Dark retailed for $250. So, yeah. Well, anyways, I meant $280 in 2022, but I'm going to move on. Storage, so that is going to conclude this video. This is part one of why Spirit Halloween 2025 was so bad. But anyways, I'll catch you guys in part two, so I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Peace out.